Hi guys, it's me George. So I'm going to do a video today about my magical community. Now, this is something I get asked a lot of the time on my videos as well in comments where people are saying, are you solitary? Do you practice with a group of friends? Do you have a community around you? Are you in a coven? And they'll tell me about their magical community. And so I've kind of been asked it a lot, so I'm going to do the video. So first of all, let me start off by saying I live in Manchester, and so Manchester, considering it's the birthplace of Alexandria and Wicca, there's not a lot going on in terms of the magical community. Compared to other places such as Birmingham, where I have been involved sparingly, but I've sort of sparsely even, but I've sort of gone back and forth and been involved with previous groups and previous covens that are no longer working, but the previous covens and stuff like that. Um, I've also gone to festivals near outside of Birmingham, but in the Midlands, and also other things involved around Birmingham, um, particularly natural areas, Black Country as well. So there's a big community down that way compared to Manchester. And one of the things I will say is that I really do feel very honoured and very thankful for the magical community I have around me, because they're not just a magical community. These people are my friends, they are my family, and I love them so much. And that there are some people that don't have that, and so I'm very, very, very grateful and very thankful for that. Because they have added a lot to me as a practitioner, as a witch, and not only to that, but as a person. I don't think I would be where I am today if it wasn't for all of these people in my life. So it's also a part shout out to all of the people in my life who I love to bits, that are magical practitioners. So the type of people I do hang out with and celebrate with are very varied in their practices. I don't have people that, there are some people that practice traditional witchcraft, but they also have other sort of paths and stuff like that they practice. So, there are people that are very varied. And for me, I think it's important to do that, because I really love the phrase Andrew Chumley once said, bless his soul, when he said, if somebody knocks and the gods answer, who am I to question the integrity of their path? And I think that's so, so important, because to me, I think people aren't black and white. I think people are grey. What works for me might not work for you. And that's absolutely fine, because for me, witchcraft doesn't have dogma. It's subjective to each and every individual person. And if they get that spiritual connection, if their magic works and the stuff works for them, you know what? Go you. I'd rather invest the time I have positively on my path rather than focusing on what I disliked about somebody else's path, because I think it's pointless, I think it's unhealthy, and I think it's quite toxic, for somebody to have that one-mindedness, like my path is the only path. I don't think that's a really good mind frame to have. And so I think you can learn a lot from other practices and other traditions, because there may be things that are done there that you're like, oh, I love that idea, and you can take that and you can adjust that to your path. You can make that suit your path and your tradition. And so I think it's very important to have that variety, um, because I think that sort of one-mindedness of sort of thinking my path is the only path, my way is the only way. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm sorry, but I haven't. Um, so one of the things we do as friends is, particularly on the Sabbats, on the high days, is we'll all get together and we'll hold a ritual. And the places that we do it vary. We'll go to different places around the UK with different friends, or we'll go to areas around us. For my local community, we'll go to areas around us, or outside of Manchester. That it's not one place as well. We vary in what we do, but we get together, we observe the seasons, we acknowledge the change, what's happening around us. We might do workings that somebody needs to do, and everyone will join in and say their bit, and after that, we'll have a massive piss up. We'll celebrate, we'll have fun, we'll dance, we'll drink, we'll joke, we'll laugh, we'll giggle, and maybe some point throughout the night, someone might wander off, do a little something by themselves, or you know, it's cool. I love it. I'm very thankful to have that because, again, I know that other people don't have that. So yeah, that's something that we do. We've also bumped into other covens as well whilst we've been out, and there are other covens around Manchester. I am not in a coven, and I don't. For me, a coven isn't for me because the way that I practice, particularly in my own personal practice, is very specific. And if you're in a coven, that you have to invest a lot of time in that coven. There is a dedication there, and you make oaths. You know, and that for me isn't. I've made my own oaths to me for my own personal practice, and the group I have around me are my family. They are my friends. You know, so I guess in a sense, no, we're not a coven. We're definitely not a coven. But yeah, there are other covens that I've met out and stuff like that. Again, that practice very differently from us. Witchcraft is subjective, you know. The friends that I do have around me, you know, they vary in terms of magical and spiritual traditions. I have one of my friends, I love him to bits. He's a ceremonial magician, a chaos magician, and he's incredible. And we've gone on some amazing journeys together. You know, we've been on top of Pendle Hill and feeling amazing euphoria and just, yeah, just incredible moments together. Incredible magical moments. Those moments where you're like, what the fuck? You know, and you're just kind of like, what? And yeah, just really, and just as a friendship, amazing. And I love him to bits. I absolutely love him to bits. And I was his best man. I was so honoured to be his best man as well. So yeah, there's him, and we've practiced for a long time now together. You know, we make a good duo. I love it. My other friend as well, she is a practitioner, and she, you know, she's a devotee of La Muerte, Santa Muerte. She's also involved in Christianity. She's involved in the church. She's also very psychic. She's a shit hot psychic, actually. She's quite a scary psychic, but she's amazing. I love her to bits. Yeah, so she's incredible. And again, we've had amazing moments where we've gone to, you know, a place to a ritual, and there's just been this cat that's followed us and been involved in the ritual. Fuck, that makes it sound like the cat's dead. No cats were killed. She's a vegan. Like, no cats were killed, and also I don't kill cats. But yeah, but you know, where this cat has just sort of been involved in the ritual, and that was pretty amazing. One of my other friends as well, shameless plug, but Rodriguez Mystic. Check him out on YouTube. He's at the moment creating oracle cards, and he's an incredibly talented artist. So please give him a look out on this channel, on his channel, Rodriguez Mystic. He's a traditional Wiccan, but he's also involved in other magical and spiritual practices. Very, again, amazing ritual experiences we've had together. We've had times where, you know, I've kitted out the whole front room and just kind of drawn mad circles on the floor, and we've got candles going and done rituals, and yeah, you know, yeah, just amazing experiences, and just hikes out to like woods on days out and stuff like that, and love him to bits. And also we've gone to Edinburgh together for workshops and stuff like that, along with another good friend of mine as well, who he originally lived in Birmingham, but he lives in Scotland now, and he runs the Facebook group Scottish Cunning Ways, and he's amazing. He's a Scottish folk practitioner, would morely identify as a cunning man rather than a witch, and he's incredible. Again, we've been island together, and you know, trekking around different areas. We walk the Ridgeway together. We tend to just sort of travel different areas around the UK and Ireland, which is fun. So yeah, he's crazy as well, like me. Again, love him to bits. You know, he's not local, but he comes down a lot. I'm going to Scotland at the end of the month. So yeah, there are other practitioners as well. A good friend of mine I saw today who I've known for years, and she's a practitioner of Haitian voodoo, and I love her to bits. You know, one of my other friends, I've got people in London that I know and love. Again, some traditional witches, some Wiccans, and you know, even my hairdresser is a practitioner and has his own way. You know, so yeah, we just kind of, it's cool. I feel very honoured to have the community I have around me once again, as I've said, but all these people, you know, they've added a lot to my practice, and I love them to bits. And again, they are like they are my magical community, and so I feel very thankful to have that. So yeah, over and out, and peace. Take care, guys.